evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Riley McManus. We start tonight's newscast with some devastating news. Yesterday evening, lifeguards and emergency crews responded to a medical emergency for a Thunder Bay youth at the Widnall Pool. According to a media release from the city, EMS safely transported the youth to the regional hospital for further care, and they have since been transported to a hospital in London, Ontario. Police attended and released the site as part of the emergency response and confirmed with TB Newswatch today that they are conducting an investigation to determine what happened. Widnall Pool is currently closed and will resume with its regular hours tomorrow. A GoFundMe has been started in response to the situation. We'll hopefully have more information on tomorrow's newscast. City Council is being asked to ratify its new plan to address homeless encampments at tomorrow's meeting, albeit with some amendments when it comes to distance guidelines. City staff are now recommending that tents not be set up within 5 meters of any river or railway. Policy and research analyst Riley Willinen says these new rules are meant to quell safety concerns.
So some folks might feel that it's an issue because of the proximity to the water and the risk of falling in. Other folks might think that the safety issue is actually if there's, say, a fire or something that happens, you need to have quick access to water. So there's a couple different, I think, safety concerns depending on who you're asking. We've definitely heard from folks that are living in encampments that they want some sort of information that they can have on their fingertips. Also, people from the community want that same information, so we're working on a communications plan.
These rules would be added to the other distance guidelines that councillors agreed on at last meeting, like not allowing encampments within 20 meters of any private property lines. If it's all approved, the city will begin working to voluntarily move residents whose tents don't meet the guideline criteria. Turning to the continuation of the controversy surrounding the Ontario Science Centre. This afternoon, about 20 people walked to the now-closed centre to insist the provincial government reverse course on the building's closure and planned relocation. We get more in this report.
What you gonna do, Nugget? What you gonna do?
They came with hope that a complex problem can have a simple solution.
I want people to fix the roof so we can have the science center.
6-year-old Ada Thompson made this sign, hoping to be able to come back to the Ontario Science Centre.
Because I like going to the science center and it's fun for lots of kids.
Organized by Save Ontario's Science Centre, about 200 people came to Ferran Drive Park in support, with many stories of inspiration.
I've visited for years and kind of inspired me to go into science.
Both my children, one just graduated as an engineer in physics, nuclear. The other one's in California at Apple headquarters doing a co-op. And they are scientists because of the Ontario Science Centre.
Many here are fearful of what will be lost now that the Science Centre is closed, with the new location at Ontario Place not slated to open until at least 2028.
It means that it decreases access for a lot of kids, a lot of families.
Fix the roof! Fix the roof!
And there is anger over the abrupt decision to close the facility last month.
I think that they need to consult people before they make big moves like this.
The Ontario government citing an engineer's report saying the building was in dire need of renovation at a price tag of $500 million. Advocates, including an architect with the firm that built the Science Centre, says that isn't true.
I can guarantee you it's not going to cost $500 million to fix up this place. It can be done incrementally for much less, and it can be done safely.
They were joined by several members of provincial parliament and Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow.
How do we save the Science Centre? Okay? Because I know that if you are committed, if you have the passion, then there is a way.
Save the Science Center! Fix the roof!
With the group marching to the site that is now fenced off, as there have been over 80,000 signatures on a petition to save the Science Centre, along with several donation offers, including Ada Thompson, who offered everything in her piggy bank.
We shouldn't be closing the science center.
They hope that one of these days it will be enough.
Atikokan residents are finally able to breathe a sigh of relief now that they have an answer as to whether or not the local OPG station's energy contract will be extended. That revelation, along with another major energy project coming to the region, are creating a positive outlook for the community. Justin Hardy has more.
The town of Atikokan is excited to have an answer on whether or not the contract for the Ontario Power Generation Station near the municipality will be extended. The biomass power plant represents over 1/3 of the town's tax base, and the producer of the pellets used in the station is also situated in Atikokan. Mayor Rob Ferguson, who retired from his longtime career at OPG in January, says they have received word from the province that the contract will be extended.
They haven't put pen to paper and sealed the deal yet, but they have made an announcement that it's going to be 5 years, and it's going to be very similar to what the contract looked like for the original 10. So it's great for the town of Atikokan, but as I said before, once the deal is signed for 5 years, then we start working on the next one for sure.
The OPG station is a major source of employment for the municipality, and while the contract isn't 10 years like the town wanted, it still brings many Atikokan residents a sigh of relief.
We can talk about it and it's going to go forward, but until it's actually announced and the deal's done, then there's always people that aren't gonna believe it till it's done. So it's a relief for the town of Atikokan. I imagine it's a relief for the people that work at the generating station. And it's just good for the town.
Another power project will soon be boosting the town as well. The $1.2 billion Waasigan transmission line project is getting close to beginning construction. Ferguson hopes that Atikokan's central position along the power line will make the town a hub for energy along with construction activity.
It's a 3 or 4 year project from start to finish, and it's going to be a good boom for the town of Atikokan. And we've got a project going on at the Mackenzie station right now, moving a transformer that's going to supply the town of Atikokan, and people are excited about that. That's only a sliver of what the actually Waasigan line is going to bring to the town, so it's very exciting for the town.
Ferguson says that Hydro One is a great tenant for the town, and he's looking forward to further opportunities that could arise from the project. Justin Hardy, TBT News.
Project Hope, which is working towards a new Dryden Food Bank location, spoke before City Council. The food bank is looking for council support to help receive funding from all levels of government. They asked for a resolution to aid in the application for federal and provincial grants. Council made no decision this week, but could discuss it at a later meeting. Project Hope has entered phase 2 of its capital campaign. To date, it has raised nearly $32,000 of the estimated $3.1 million needed to complete the project. Food Bank manager Al Huckabee says they're also seeking possible funding from the municipality.
We're also asking for some capital, perhaps ongoing support of the operation of grants for Project Hope. We're going to be applying through the CHIP program that the city offers in applying for some of those grants that the city has in front of them.
Huckabee says that as long as things move as planned, the project should be completed by spring of 2025. An old age tradition returned to Murillo this weekend as the Royal Canadian Mounted Police musical ride performed at the fairground for the first time since 2013. The show brought out hundreds of spectators who were eager to watch the officers and horses in action. Jess Clement reports.
For the first time in 11 years, residents had the chance to watch members of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police don red, ride a jet black steed, and perform a choreographed routine. The equestrian performance, which has been a tradition since the 1800s, is meant to showcase control, timing, and precision. This year is the 151st anniversary of the RCMP and the 50th anniversary of Women in the Force. And while they celebrate those milestones, the RCMP will be performing 48 shows in Manitoba and Ontario. Saturday and Sunday's show featured 16 horses and riders, which Constable Andrew Briscoe says is less than normal.
If there's a full troop, it's a 32 horse and rider show. This year we are at 16. It's a different show with having fewer riders, but it gives us an opportunity to go with different moves and showcase different skills that different horses may have. So it's a very exciting show to be a part of.
After the performance, visitors had the chance to meet with RCMP officers and their horses. We asked some attendees what they enjoyed most about the show.
I wish I could remember all the names of the moves, but probably the ones where they were like threading the needle and interweaving in the middle. It was really impressive. I've never seen anything like it before.
When them turn into like a pinwheel.
Oh, it was amazing. Never seen anything like it. My uncle emigrated here a number of years ago, and so I knew about Mounties from a very young age, so to see them was amazing, and the show was great.
The Murillo Fairgrounds saw around 1,000 people each day, And Oliver Agricultural Society President Lindsay Kozlowski says it's overwhelming to see so much support from the community.
Even with the hot weather warning, we had great crowds, great participation. We are very blessed to have such great community support. People always show up for the Oliver Agricultural Society and the Murillo Fair, and we're always super grateful.
Jessica Clement, TBT News.
The third annual Thunder Bay Pickleball Club tournament took place this weekend at the tennis courts next to Boulevard Lake. The tournament included doubles and singles for both men and women, as well as a mixed doubles division. The field grew by nearly 40 people since last year, with players coming from out of town to compete. Head coach of the Thunder Bay Pickleball Club, Jason Horchuk, explained why pickleball is the fastest growing sport in North America.
The social aspect of the sport, smaller courts, easier to move around, easy game to learn. If you have any injuries or limited movement, you don't have to move far. So the social aspect, I've never seen a sport like this before where everybody comes together.
Whether you'd like to learn, improve, or even just spectate, you can get involved with the Thunder Bay Pickleball Club via Facebook or their website. We're joined now by sports anchor Joel Medelson. And Joel, it's a sad day, but a good day all in one. Canada's historic run at the Copa America has come to an end.
I think that was really appropriate. It's a roller coaster of emotions.
It is. My emotions are still up and down.
We're all over the place, you know. It's sad that they lost, but it's happy that they were there.
Yes.
We'll have the highlights and more when we get back from the break.